Hey, everybody. I'm Jerry, and welcome to our podcast, Meditate with Me. This is episode 13, and it's our very first video podcast. We've been on the audio platforms for a while, and this is new. I usually don't talk in front of a camera, so I usually talk in front of a microphone, do a little bit of editing, and upload, which I'm still going to do. So if you listen to my podcast on any of the major platforms that we're out on, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, I forget what all we're on, but we're on all the major ones. We're still going to do that. We're going to take these videos and pull the track off of them and turn them into audio podcasts, so that'll still be available. But I'd like to welcome all you new YouTube viewers. I'm just a guy. Got in a spot, had to take a look at myself, had to sit down and do some self-examination, and I started on a path. And so we're going to create this little reality show, and I'm going to share some of that path with you, the questions I asked in the journey that I'm on, and if we get along, I'd ask you to walk with me for a while. That's all. We're going to examine some questions. We're going to look at the journey, because we really do believe that asking questions is the answer, and the journey is more important than the destination. So today, because this is the first one of these, I'm going to keep this pretty short, because I have to get through this in a way I'm not used to getting through them. But I do want to talk about today the power of stillness. There is a deep power in stillness. The simple act of bringing your mind to a state of stillness and your body to a state of stillness at the same time creates a profound sense of clarity and inner peace. It creates a tranquil state where you can tap into the depths of your being, where you can gain insight and understanding that's just not available to us in the noise, in the chaos that we live in every day. This stillness allows us to listen to the whispers of our inner being and connect with the rhythm of the universe and our Creator, finding strength and wisdom in the quiet places in our own existence. You know, this is a crazy, crazy world we live in today. We live at breakneck speeds, and it's so easy to get caught up in the crap that we expend all of our energy, but it's like treading water. It takes a lot of energy, and we don't get anywhere. You know, there's always another email to answer. There's another meeting. Our phone's buzzing in our pocket, and we think finding time to just be still. Come on, that's cool to talk about. It's a buzzword. It's hip. It's trendy. But the reality is, most of us don't have time to do it. But you know, it's necessary. We have to find time to do it. We have to hit pause. We have to give ourselves a bit of quiet. You know, we've got to give our brain a little bit of a break. We've got to give it a mini vacation. We've got to get off this hamster wheel and catch our breath. So we need to manage and sneak in a few moments. It's not just chill time. You know, it's actually an act against it's an act of rebellion against the chaos we live within. You know, it's telling ourselves and the rest of the world that I matter too. Making this stillness a part of our day is pretty much one of the kindest things we can do for ourselves. Gifting ourselves 10 minutes is all it takes. We have to provide time for ourselves. We have to prioritize it in this noise. It's not just nice. It's just not cool. It's just not fluff. I believe, truly, it's survival. So I encourage you to build in time for stillness. You know, it's just not a nice tip for self-care. I feel it's a radical act of self-compassion. It's about making sure that in the midst of this chaos, this crazy, this hamster wheel life we live in, that we remember to take time for ourselves regularly. So I urge you to carve out a slot in your day. A couple of minutes at work, 5 minutes after lunch, another couple of minutes in the afternoon, and then maybe 10 or 15 minutes in the evening. It sounds like a huge commitment. It's not. Add it all up. It's not that much time. A few minutes in the morning, a few minutes in the afternoon, a few minutes before you go to bed. It's the kind of stuff that can keep us sane. So, with all that being said, if you have a few moments, I'd like you to take a minute and take one of those breaks right now. We won't be 10 minutes. I think you'll find it valuable. But if you're driving a car, if you're doing something dangerous, if you're at work and there's things that needs attention, maybe click pause and join me later when you have a few minutes. But if you have the time, let's begin to gather ourselves and relax a little bit. Let's take a breath and let it go and feel your shoulders drop. Settle yourself on your seat. Put your feet flat on the floor in front of you. And become grounded with the earth. Feel the gravity holding you in place. Understand that connection between you and the earth. Now let's take a breath in, paying attention to it on the way in, feeling the coolness of the air in our nostrils as we inhale. And as we exhale, feel the warm moistness of that air. And understand that this breath is our life. This is the only moment that we have that's truly ours. It's the only moment we truly live. So let's take a few breaths, just concentrating on breathing and nothing else. You can say to yourself, as I breathe in, I'm aware of my breath. As I breathe out, I'm aware of my breath. As I breathe in, I'm aware of my breath. And as I breathe out, I'm aware of my breath. Let's just take a few moments and continue to breathe. Let your breathing fall into your natural rhythm. No need to breathe deeper than normal. No need to pay any attention to it more than just noticing the coolness of the air as you inhale and the warm moistness of the air as you exhale. If random thoughts begin to enter your mind, and they will, but know that's perfectly natural. It happens to everyone. That's the way our minds work. They think thoughts. That's its job. But right now, in this gifted 10 minutes that you gave yourself, let's just let those thoughts go. You can notice them, acknowledge them. Don't judge them. Just let them pass and bring your attention back to your breath. being aware of your breath, let's begin to imagine a still pool of water. It can be a place you're familiar with, a pond, or it can be an imaginary place that you would like to be. Maybe right now you'd like to be there. A quiet, serene setting. And as you sit beside this pond, the surface of this perfectly still water, it's as smooth as glass. That's the surface of your mind, and that's our perception of the world. Our mind takes all of the sensory inputs, our hearing and our sight and the smell and touch. It takes all of these senses and turns them into a vision, and that's the surface of that water. And if it's perfectly smooth, if it sits there still, you have a perfect view of the world. But as we begin to introduce chaos or noise into our life, the surface of that pond becomes disturbed. Think of it like throwing a pebble into the pond, and you'll see the ripples expanding out from the point of impact. You know, a small pebble makes small ripples. A big rock makes big ripples. A big storm makes huge ripples. And the more our mind, the surface of this pond, the more our mind is agitated, the less clear our vision of the world becomes. This is why it's important for us to take time to sit in stillness. Allow this beautiful, serene surface of this pond to go back to its natural state of stillness, as smooth as glass, so we can see, so we can understand what's going on about us. So let's just sit here for a few moments, enjoying the stillness before us. If thoughts come, acknowledge them and don't judge them, and bring your attention back to your breath and the beautiful, serene surface of the pond. Let's bring our attention back to our breath. Thinking as I breathe in, I'm aware of my breath. As I breathe out, I'm aware of my breath. As I breathe in, as I breathe out. As we begin to conclude our meditation for today, I encourage you to integrate stillness into your daily routine. It can be transformative. It's an invitation to step off the relentless treadmill of tasks, to-do lists, and to claim sovereignty over their time and their attention. Practicing stillness can help in cultivating mindfulness, enhance your emotional resilience, and foster a sense of peace amidst the chaos. It's a commitment to one's own well-being that ripples out and influences all aspects of our life. So now begin to come back from the pond. You can wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Begin to feel the temperature of the air on your skin. Begin to hear the ambient sounds around you. And come back and get ready to spend the rest of your day with enhanced stillness and clarity. And my friends, until we meet again, I wish you peace and tranquility.